remarks. Steve?
Yeah, I own a property at 19 Diamond Street. I wanted to put new water line into the house. And the meter does not connect to my property. It is apparently on city property. And I either need permission to dig up city property to get that meter to put a new water line in, or I'd like a new water connection on Washington Street instead of on Dundee Street. So who do I need to talk to about this?
Eric, Brett?
I'll get together with Eric and we'll stop up, we'll get a hold of him, come up and look and see exactly what we got. We'll have to look at the map and see where the,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's on a 15-foot alley where the meter is existing now.
there.
It's at the bottom of the hill. If I'd like to have a new meter connection at the top of the hill on Washington Street, because you got a main line that runs right down that street.
There.
And it would probably be 50, 75 feet closer to the house,
There.
if possible. If not, I'm going to need permission to dig up city property to make the connection back to that. Because that existing line hasn't been used, I'm not sure how many years the make gas have been going, but that line hasn't been used, and I'd like to replace it.
Okay. Let me make sure you leave your contact information with Paul or one of us.
Okay, I'll give you my numbers, 304
Okay?
813
Okay?
8000.
Okay. Let me get together with Eric. We'll take a look and see where we're at. We'll come up and see you,
Okay.
see the best route of action that we need to do.
All right, I'll be home the rest of the day.
Okay.
If you can do it today, by any chance.
Yeah, it'll probably be tomorrow.
Because I work for the county.
Uh-huh.
I'm not home from 6:30 in the morning till about 5 o'clock in the evening.
Okay. Let us look and see, get everything in line, and I'll call you, and we'll set up a time and we'll get together.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you.
You got it.
Thank you for coming, Steve.
Thank you. How you doing today?
Did you sign up today?
No.
Okay. All right. Kenny, did you sign?
No, I did not.
Okay. Did everybody get a chance to read the minutes from the last meeting?
Make a motion, to accept.
Second. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Correspondence. A letter from the municipal league. With the current challenges we are facing, it is more important than ever that we have solutions to ensure the safety and livability of our citizens' homes and help residents avoid unexpected household repair expenses. The West Virginia Municipal League is pleased to once again endorse the National League of Cities Service Line Mortgage Program, a program providing this protection to homeowners as a preferred program partner this year. Offered at no cost to league members, the NLC Service Line Mortgage Program educates homeowners about their service line responsibilities and provides optional affordable protection from unanticipated service line repair costs. Homeowners and participating municipalities are eligible to purchase low-cost repair service plans for broken or leaking outside water and sewer lines, covering up to $80,500 per occurrence. Benefits to residents and municipalities include educates homeowners and reduces local officials' frustration, no cost for West Virginia cities to participate, revenue share component to help drive dollars back to the city, affordable rates for residents, increases citizen satisfaction. Important features of the program. Program pays for the repairs, not your residents. Customers are provided with 24/7, 365 repair hotline staff with live agents. All repairs performed to local code by vigorously vetted, licensed, and insured local area contractors. Encompasses all aspects of administration, educational outreach, billing, customer service, repairs, customer satisfaction measurement, and partner reporting. 23 West Virginia municipalities currently offer the program, which has saved West Virginia homeowners over $1 million in repair costs over the past 3 years. This is the only program of its kind endorsed by the National League of Cities and multiple state leagues. The program is offered by HomeServe, a leading provider of home repair solutions in North America with an outstanding national reputation. We encourage you to consider joining over 650 municipalities in adopting the NLC service line program for your citizens. Sincerely, Travis Blosser, Executive Director. Did you read that? That's what we can do.
I think so.
Then there's one from Verso. As we appreciate your support and attention as a community leader and partner in our work on the Loop Mill, we want to provide a status update on the mill site, which, as you know, closed operations last year. Having exhausted all diligent efforts to find a mill site buyer, we continue working with state regulators in Maryland, West Virginia to take immediate action to slow the seed, evaluate the source further, and determine actions to stop. In this order, we wind down our foremost focus remains on the community and all involved. Our support of the area continues in numbers of ways through additional work engaging environmental remedy specialists, relocating critical infrastructure such as sewer lines to the town of Loop, and supporting the community through the local United Way donations. As part of our efforts and continued commitment to transparency, we have a new website, www.loopmillinfo.com, which will serve as a central and all-in-one resource of information related to our environmental management of the Loop Mill facility. This website will provide updates on major developments and continues our efforts toward working with the town of Loop in support of our local community. We're going to go. Anybody else have any communications? Okay. Officers' reports. Bob?
I have several things, and we'll start out here with financial report. I'll give you balances on our major accounts, starting with the sword, and $1,646.97 in the sword account right now. In our general account, $3,777.32. And in our water account, $1,171.35. Any questions? Sure, Gary would be glad to answer.
The table.
But our finances, there's no secret. You want to look at our books or ask any questions, come in and ask. And I'm sure Gary will be glad to assist you.
Only if they're
Whatever.
nice. Only if they're not.
Only if they're nice, you gotta smile. I had a couple other things. Last meeting, I brought up about weeds and overgrowth. Some of these properties are abandoned, but still nonetheless, they're a hazard and a nuisance. They're hanging out over the roads. And as we try to clean up the town, that's part of it. We don't need that. You ought to be able to ride up and down the street without getting your car ready. And I did see somebody cut back on Harrison Street a little bit, what we talked about, what I brought up a couple weeks ago. But looking through our ordinances, and I called the West Virginia Municipal League to see what is legal for us to do. And in your folder, I put in, they recommended that we look at and adopt, put some more teeth in our ordinance right now. Ordinance 63 is the best thing that we have, and it really doesn't say much. So we really don't have a lot of leg to stand on. We really don't have a lot to enforce. So you can look at 63, I didn't copy it, it's in the ordinance book. But they recommended that we take a look at what Beckley does and what Kaiser does. So in your folders, I put a copy of of all those ordinances from both those communities, and both of those appear to have a whole lot of teeth and a whole lot of enforcement. I think we need to look at it and get our own ordinance together by looking at what these other communities are doing. If you know someplace else, fine. Bring it up. But at least we can look at these two places and try to draft our own. So we can have some teeth, we can have some leg to stand on. We live in a community with laws and rules, and they apply to all of us. So we want to rebuild this community as best we can, and it starts with this. As far as I'm concerned, we need to lay down what the rules are. And you can't live in the city limits like you live out in the countryside or wherever. There's rules. So look at those ordinances, and if I can, Paul, I just want to read just a portion of that. I won't take forever. I want to read a portion of what one of these ordinances say. They're pretty close, but the one I just handed out to you, it goes with the Beckley, which looks like this. And I handed out, I already had it in your folder. And I added 2 more sheets to that, and I just want to read a portion of that. You can turn on the back page. There's a lot of other things here too that I want you to look at, and we draft our own. But this ordinance says here in section 8, 217, it's about noxious weeds are prohibited. Did I give you a copy, Paul? No, I didn't. I didn't want to. In a way, what you already had laid out there. The back page. It says, no owner or lot or parcel of land within the city or agent of such owner shall permit on such lot or parcel of land other than wooded lots any noxious, deleterious, or unhealthful growth of vegetation, weeds, or grasses. No weeds or grasses or vegetation shall be permitted to exceed the height of 18 inches above the ground surface. That's pretty high. That's pretty high. But Kaiser's happens to say 10 inches. I'd be a little bit more for 10 inches. I don't think you need to be in a farm. We're not growing hay within our city limits. We need to, the thing of it is, we want people to maintain your property. It's respect to the community, respect to your neighbors. That's what it boils down to. And it's also a safety hazard with snakes and who knows whatever else would come from your property to somebody else's property. So we're part of being respectful to our neighbors. So, and I mentioned, and you can read on down here, I won't take up the time and read all of that, but you'll see where you serve notice. We notify people, and then we deserve to have the right to either cut it or pay somebody to cut it, and then turn that bill over to the property owner. So look at it. Like I said, we don't have anything I can see in our ordinance books that permits us to do any of this. I think we need it. And you look on the front page, see what Beckley does about trees and all that stuff that's hanging over, threatening the safety of persons using the streets and sidewalks. Why should anybody have to walk out in the road because you can't walk on our sidewalks because of trees and junk that's hanging out? The property owner is responsible, it needs to be cut away. But we don't have any teeth in our ordinance, we really haven't. And we need to adopt it. So take that home with you, take a look. I won't read Kaiser, but they both say similar. And they have a whole lot more, it's a whole lot more better than what we have, which is nothing. I think we need to adopt something. How to go about all that, I'm not an expert or pro on that. All I can do is call the municipal league, or talk to Kerry, whoever. and Paula. But I think we need to take some time to look at this and come up with our own,
I have contacted the mill. Now, there's a lot there.
I was gonna ask you about that.
Yeah,
That was terrible.
yeah, they're contacting here to help. Come on and get it cleaned up.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Glenn's on vacation this week. He said he's gonna make the call, for them to clean that up.
Okay, well, that'd be great.
We can help them out, just,
It's over by the ice rink. School property. Took a ride over there to see all those trees hanging out of the road. So we cut it up last year. Me, man, and for our cleanup day, Susie and Paula. But it was more than what we could do.
Yeah.
A couple other things. I've got some materials coming in here. I talked to Eric about it yesterday. I talked to Gary. Talked to the West Virginia Environmental Protection. And we're going to have some garbage bags coming in here Thursday. Supposed to have been here last week, but we didn't make it. But they'll be here this week, this Thursday. Some gloves. And they'd already give us some vests. We got some vests off the state road, some orange vests. So what I'm asking for is the people, clean up your own areas, clean up your homes, clean up your yards, and asking people to request those bags. We'll have them here, and we'll divvy out, give people a few bags, and try to encourage people to clean up their lots, their yards. And we give them about a quarter. I don't know how many we're going to get. I asked for a box. I'm hoping, really asked for 500 first. But I don't know what they're going to give me. But whatever they give, and I would like to put it in the water bill, that people know that we have them available, and try to encourage people to clean up their own lots. And they can put that out in the river trash unless we decide we want to pick them up and dispose of it. However, it's up to their call. But they should be here Thursday. I'd say we keep them at the city building and people can come in. But I simply want people to know that we have materials. And so they'll be here Thursday. What time? I don't know, but they will be here. State road guy called me this morning. I've been trying to get a hold of them as far as cleaning the state highway and making sure that the street sweeper, when we get that street sweeper up there, we can do the state roads. The guys that do the state roads, and they have no problem with that. But anyway, while talking to him, he asked me, the ditch out past you, Rick, whatever that hill is that goes up behind you,
Woodlawn.
that street, Woodlawn, that wall is falling apart. And they want to be able to clean,
that's on bids.
I don't know.
You're talking about the rock wall,
Yeah, I'm talking about the rock,
all the way down the road.
all the way down the road.
Yeah, that's.
So that guy asked me, he said the rocks have fallen over, and they want to know if they have permission to remove those rocks. They can't cut the grass with all those rocks that are falling off of that wall. I told him I'd bring it up
That's
here.
state right away right there.
I don't know who
Yeah,
owns
because
this.
see, when I went to have mine fixed a while back, several years ago, they told me they own from the center line, 25 foot on each side of that. And that's where my wall has fell in, but it's my responsibility to fix it. But it's their problem. I can't do anything without going through them, because it's their right of way. But they won't fix it.
Well, they're not going to fix this neither. They simply want the rocks out of the way.
Yeah.
So who owns that? Who does what? I told the guy I'd bring it up. So
That's all.
take it from there.
That's Bill and Susie's property all the way down through there. From what I understand, Ben bought the Penny's old place. And that's that rock wall all the way down to where the sign, there's Susie's driveway. That's where that property ends at, is at that sign where it shows the curve, right there. That's Susie's driveway. That was all Penny's from there all the way up. And she got permission from Penny to put the driveway in there. when Tony bought it and then David bought it. But that property goes from there, Susie owns up, she says she has up to the sign that says, speed limit sign, right against the rock wall. From that point on, it's either Ben's property or his daughter that he gave the house to.
Well,
But
we're
if
gonna
I
have
see him
to,
coming up, I'll check with him, I'll get with him, I'll get with him.
well, it'd take more, if they're gonna have to contact this guy and let him know what to do. I told him if he didn't hear from me, that was okay to
I don't
remove
think
those
Ben-
rocks
Yeah, I don't
so
think
we can
Ben,
clean the ditch.
yeah, I don't think Ben would say anything about the rocks being moved out there, I really don't.
Somebody's gonna have
But
to.
actually, I don't understand
One way or the other.
why they have to get any permission, because it's state highway, that's state right away right there. The state, like I said, I had a heck of an argument with him, Al. I mean, a heck of an argument with him. Finally, he just looked at me and said, that's the way it is, and there's no grandfather clause. I said, what do you mean there's no grandfather? I said, this house was built where there should have been a grandfather's clause. Yeah, that's why I dug out the driveway up on the top part to make a turnaround, because I can't back down on the highway and I can't back up off the highway, but I can see 100 yards either way. But yet Woodlawn Avenue is a legal road, and you go up and you lose complete sight of everything except for you see the sky and you see the top of the roof on Billy Davis's house for about 10 seconds. That's why I make you put the truck over the brake that one there. Like I said, that's a bad road, it is. But yet he tells me I can't do this or that because that's what the state told me.
Leave that to you, Paul, whatever you think we ought to do. I want to the guy to bring it up, so I'm bringing it up. They're going to know, because those rocks are keeping them from cutting that ditch all the way up through there, so either we contact Ben or
They said they would take them.
yeah, they said they would remove them. And what they'll do with them, I don't know. But they need to get them out of their way so they can cut. That's all I have.
All lined up. It's still pretty quiet, one part still looks good, even though you guys have been covered up. Maybe looking a little nice running around like crazy. But, you know, we get the chance to just get the mulch in and I can clean out the health department, I'm more worried about that. So I think the work we did again, you know, the signs that said you guys are putting up. But the mulch will be more important to solve and respond to them.
Is the park open?
Well, there's people back there.
Well, I know that.
People reserved it a couple weekends ago, so I mean, I've seen
Yeah, there's a party.
Okay, well, I was just wondering, because like I said, other places I've listened to, they don't have pools, parks, or nothing.
We've got to consider other places have thousands of people.
Yeah. That's why we're getting a lot of thousands of people in.
JT had a party for Miss Grace back there, and I think they had.
Well, that's all I was wondering, I didn't know if it, because my granddaughters keep wanting to get in, and I keep telling them, as far as it looks close. Okay, all right, that's all I need. Thank you. Get out of there.
Okay. Rick, Eric?
I want to thank these fellas for the job that they've been doing the last few days. I mean, I really do. I know I haven't done much help for quite a while. I'm hoping to get out of that so that we get these girls back on track. It's getting better with them, a lot better. But I want to thank them because they've been doing a hell of a job. I would like to find out some way that we could maybe get something together and try to get some money for some spray that we can cut down on some of the weed eating and the cost of it, because we only have 3 trucks and we don't get much help. Okay, and they got a lot of work that has to be done. But with these water leaks that we're having, I mean, that's, poison spray would be nice if we could figure out some way to come up with a couple extra dollars if we could, get something Kaiser on or use what they use around.
I'm gonna give, here, I got about 4 or 5 gallons, so Eric still wants it, he can have.
Okay,
what I have up there. But it is Roundup. So,
See,
I don't know if you want that or
Yeah,
not.
I don't like.
Roundup
Yeah,
and,
I don't care for Roundup. Roundup is I don't know what all they use, but I put that in the same effects as Agent Orange, okay? It's a cancer-causing chemical that will kill you. You know, the stuff I use, so far I haven't heard anything bad about it. I've heard nothing but good about it. And it's ortho ground control. And believe me, I put my trust in that. I don't need to tell anybody it's not for that. It killed some stuff that I've had trouble trying to kill for 15 years, and that's that damn nut. I haven't seen it back in 5 years now. So, but, you know, they can definitely use some help, you know. I don't know if we can get any volunteers from the town to help come out and cut some grass or something, but, them fellows need help. Or if we can maybe hire somebody for a couple of days a week to help out a little bit, maybe. I'm just looking at all the work these fellows have, and people's not, it's either they're not understanding or they just don't care, okay? But the grass here is high, the grass there is high, and I look at it and say, I got 3 men, you wanna help out? Oh, well, and I'm like, whoa, I don't here. That's all I have to say, other than that, like I said, these fellows are doing a hell of a job, I mean, a hell of a job, really. Well, I'll leave it up to you now, Doc.
I left my book in the truck, but, we pretty much, the main deal is that leak on Childs Avenue, we've been dealing with that, whether it be waiting on cars or, just waiting on a good day to do it. That's ate up most of our time. We've continued doing the flushing. We're pretty much done flushing the hydrants on the east side of the hill. We're actually working our way out towards 46 now, and then we'll start downtown after we get done the hill. We got grass cut when we can. Really the last 2 weeks, I'd say 85% of it's been that leak. That's really, I know it's not a lot, that's really all it is. No, I mean, as far as what I got to put out, it's really, that's occupied most of our time.
And you guys are filling up.
Yeah, it's actually filled in right now. So we've got bug busters in, and we just put in the crushed run. Last thing we got to do is get some asphalt, full patch, and patch that up, and then clean what's left on that corner, the stuff we tore out. And that's all we got to do when we're done. Well, they're going to clean it up today, and then we're going to get together and talk about it when we full patch it. But it's pretty much, other than the cleanup, it's pretty much done.
Good job.
The guy from the state was there, what was his name?
Last name is Leatherman. I don't know his first name. I got his number if you need it.
I don't know what it was.
Yeah, I don't know his first name. Leatherman, right? That's his name, yeah.
There's a lot of things.
That's all I got. Leatherman.
And we'll just go down to unfinished business with water, because that's what Greg talked about, so.
Okay, I also would like to thank Eric and his crew, people from town, the guys from Luke. We had the guys up from Kaiser because nobody had seen a O-ring blow out of a 10-inch valve like that one did. So we wanted to make sure we did it right. There was a tremendous amount of help. It doesn't go unnoticed. We may have to look and see if we have to cut a small part out where it come up through the asphalt about 4 feet below and repatch it, because it was actually coming up the middle of the road. So we'll look into that. The raw water tap, I went up the mill today. I got some pictures. Everything mechanically is put in except for the hookup. We talked to Mayor Legg in Westernport. She's agreed to let us, when we're ready, to go ahead and do a test run on it. We will not have to tie into that. Hopefully never, to tell you the truth. We'll keep taking Verso's free water until then, but agreed to let us try it. Then we're going to shut it down until we have to go full time on it. We're under budget right now. We will have to put an extra T in so we can isolate it once we're done. Even with that, talk to Davey Dayton, we'll be under budget with it also. The line from Westernport to Luke has not even been started. My understanding is they're still waiting on permits and trying to get some right-of-way, because some of the right-of-ways that they need, the owners will not do it on a handshake with Verso. So, once that's complete, again, they've already notified the filter plant guys will be there in August. That could go on to September, October, really doesn't bother me a bit. We had a phone call today, state's satisfied with the progress we're making. We'll have another call in 2 months to see where we're at. We just received the ruling on the water rates, which will increase again. It looks like about $2 and something on a bill, which isn't bad. Once you get on Westernport, I'm sure that the Public Service Commission will look at it again. So, to see they got ratings of how they want to set up at the end. Other than that, I think the guys did a wonderful job of minimizing curtailment of service in town while we was running into problems. We did have problems isolating that valve. We talked to Marcus, and he was very clear that the town is designed that any leak you need 3 valves to isolate. And that's fine if they isolate. If they don't isolate, then you got, we was up to 8 valves at one point and still couldn't get the pressure off the line. That's why we had to shut the town down. Even at that, it went pretty quick. And probably an hour and a half of that was waiting on Kaiser to come up to help us oversee the job, which I think was time well spent. It was a tremendous amount of knowledge. So, other than that, and I guess it's partially old business, the document you had signing the contract with the people for the meters at the last meeting, we put it on hold. I think it needs signed today.
For what?
The company,
Yeah, the meters,
Neptune.
yes, I believe today is the day we need to, as long as it's a 1-year contract, because once the new system's in,
Neptune and Koozie, the program
yeah,
for the water, both of those are going to be up.
yeah, I think we need to take care of that for a year, because with the new water system is supposed to do the whole new metering, and we need to talk about improvements to the computer system. So,
Get a motion to renew the contract.
that what you need? I'll make a motion to renew the contract with Neptune for 1 year.
I second.
All in favor? Opposed?
And since we had talked about the vehicles, I believe it's time we need to make a motion to repair the truck down at Kaiser. Luke has been good enough to let us use their truck. The vehicle bids will be in next week. I don't want to lose a chance out on this repair cost, because it's down to $1,000 for the motor. That's down to $600 from what it started. If we get anything off of the vehicle auction, which I think we're going to get some, don't know how much, then we can put it back towards.
Do you need to have it passed to put it in the paper?
What's that?
Do you need to have a motion passed to put it in the paper?
I don't believe.
Well, who's fixing
Jason, yeah,
It's what, $1,000 for the motor?
yep. And, he had told me, depending on what bids we get on the trucks, he may be willing to take one of them for payment. One of them vehicles we have up for bid. And it originally, I think, was $600 to put the motor in. Originally, I think it was $2,400 total, down to 16. I think we need to make a move on that while he can still get that motor in that truck, because it's not fair to Luke and these guys not to have a vehicle. Need that in a motion?
Harris runs his personal vehicle right now, he shouldn't be able to do it.
I'll make a motion to make the repairs on the truck, that we blew the motor up in.
I say,
All in favor?
Uh,
Opposed? Motion carried.
I think that's it on the water.
Okay, on the sewer, I have a drawdown here for the long-term consolidated plan. This is using money from the sewer project that was left over, and this is a long-term plan that needs to be put in place for us to be eligible for anything in the future. The cost of the drawdown is $6,657.65.
what is that?
Like I said, that's not city money, that's donor money.
6,000 what?
$657.65. And that's the cost of an engineer doing the project and Mineral Daily News legal ads.
And I think that pertains to, we are going to be required to separate storm drains and sewer.
Yeah, we're coming to the point, there's not going to be any CSOs, we're going to have to be separated. And this had to be put in place for us to do anything.
We eliminated 4 of them the last project. We had 7, and then I think, what was that, 4 years ago we did that? Yeah, they eliminated, you have to eliminate all. You have to be constant progress to eliminate all of it. I think about 3 left.
I make a motion to do that drawing out. You can set it, now the grant money's already there.
Yeah.
I second it.
All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Grant money for hose.
Out of that same grant money,
Yeah.
we are going to try to get
Oh,
a
yeah.
new high pressure hose out of that. I mean, that's what it's used for. And we're gonna see if we can't use some of that drawn down money to get a high pressure hose they need before we pay for it.
Had the Hobie sale for the pool. The orders have to be in on July 28th, and the delivery date for the Hobies is August 6th. Anybody want the Hobie or want to sell some? I have sheets I'll leave some sheets in the city building. I have at the library. Orders and money have to be in on July 28th. Okay, and we published a notice of the public service hearing. I'm going to read it real quick. Upon receiving a protest petition by customers of the city of Piedmont's water system regarding the rate ordinance, the Public Service Commission of West Virginia asserted its jurisdiction over the city of Piedmont's water rates. The Public Service Commission granted an emergency interim rate increase to the city of Piedmont on April 13, 2020 of 28.56 due to the cash flow deficit the city of Piedmont's water system was experiencing. The emergency interim rate were subject to refund. The Public Service Commission has set the matter for hearing on final rates on July 23, 2020 at 1:30 p.m. in the Howard M. Cunningham Hearing Room at the Public Service Commission Building, 201 Brook Street, Charleston, West Virginia. The location of the hearing is in Charleston as opposed to Piedmont, which is due to the ongoing pandemic. The hearing in Charleston will be live streamed on the internet and can be watched by going to the Public Service Commission's internet website and clicking on the link that says Commission Webcast in the upper left-hand corner on the first page of the internet under the heading of Inside PSC. At the conclusion of the live stream hearing, individuals will be instructed on how they can join the teleconference call to make public comment concerning the proper rates for the city of Piedmont. Written comment may also be provided by mailing that comment to the Executive Secretary, PA Box 812, Charleston, West Virginia 25323, on or before the date of the hearing. Strict social distancing will be enforced in the large hearing room of the Public Service Commission building. Additionally, individuals attending the hearing will be required to wear masks. Final rates approved for the city of Piedmont's water system may be higher than, lower than, or the same as those adopted by the city in its original ordinance. Anybody have anything else? If not, I'll have a motion for adjournment. The next meeting will be August 5th.
Motion to adjourn.
You said August 6th?
August 5th.
Okay, well, I would say it's August 5th.
Okay, meeting adjourned.